Welcome to the next episode of my ongoing series, The Forgotten Ones. In this series, I talk about all of the toiles and whips, both knitting and fabric, that have been languishing as either a toile or partially finished garment. Today, I'm going to be talking about this, what we're wearing, and if you want to find out more about this current project, keep watching. Hello and welcome to Killer Kitsch Lizzie, my weird little world where I like to knit and sew, do other crafty things, and finally get through my languishing pile of toiles and unfinished knits. I already have a few episodes. I'll link those, go back and watch those to see how I got to here. What Bunty and I are wearing is the bare shoulder blouse. I'll pop up a photo. It is a pattern you can find over at Subversive Femme. It comes with 3 absolutely fabulous collars. This collar, I call it the dagger collar, but it's just a large pointy collar. There is a standing collar, which is much shorter. And then there is a pussy bow style collar. This blouse is fabulous. It is super easy to sew. There are a couple of finicky things I'll get to in a moment, but I sewed both of these blouses in one afternoon. Now that said, I did already have them cut out. They were completely cut out and ready to go. But I personally feel that even if you cut it out, you could cut it out and sew it in one afternoon very easily. I fell in love with this pattern, this blouse, many moons ago when Bex from Subversive Femme was wearing them on her Instagram. She has several versions of this. I have green fabric, which I'm going to make more of this. Actually, hold on, let me get it. So I have this fabulous green. It is showing up a lot brighter on camera than it really is. It has a nice dot in it, like a Swiss dot type dot. I only bought enough for a blouse, and I'm wishing I'd bought a lot more of it because it would have been a really nice dress as well, but maybe I'll get back to the fabric shop that I bought it at and I'll still have some left, but I doubt it because there wasn't a lot left. But anyway, I also bought this gorgeous dark chocolate brown, which is actually in the washing machine right now as I film this, so I can't show it to you. So I have 2 more ready that I'm gonna make ready for summer. I am gonna do the same style for these 2. I want to do a pussy bow version of it, but it needs a fabric that has more drape to it. And I do have a few things in my stash that might work for that. But I really wanted to add some solid colors into my wardrobe. This, though I consider it a solid color, has this gorgeous embroidery throughout it. And this has a dot on it, but it's pretty much a solid color, right? So because I have so many prints in my wardrobe that it is crazy. So green one to come very soon. And I'm actually wearing it with, I'm not going to give you the full view, but this is another toile I was working on, and there's a whole separate video coming for this. But these are the Loretta shorts. I finished 1 pair. I'm making a red pair. I might actually be making a black pair. Or a different color, but I've been wearing these constantly since I got them. They're so comfortable, and I don't know why I waited so long. But anyway, that's not what today's video is about. Now, the structure of this blouse is it has 2 waist darts, front and back, and there is a bust dart. And I did notice in the original pattern that the bust dart was slightly too high on me, like ever so slightly, so I did lower it when I was making the pattern. And the two things that I think were a bit finicky for me personally, though they weren't hard, and if you're a beginner sewer, just keep this in mind. Putting the facing on, there is a facing here. That was a bit finicky to, work with getting it lined up in this area here mostly. And then the bias tape for the shoulders. Oh, the other adjustment I made on the shoulder was, and I'll talk about this I'm gonna have some clips where I talk about the pattern changes, but like I added some like about an inch to the shoulder so it would cover my bra straps, because it's more of a raglan angle, and you could like wear like a halter bra or a strapless bra with this, but if you want to wear a regular bra, you're going to have to make the shoulders a bit wider. But the other finicky thing is the bias tape around the armhole. Sewing it on isn't the problem. It's when you go to hand stitch it afterwards, you can see some of the stitches. And I've been hand stitching for a long time, and I try to be very careful and pick up the least amount of fabric I can. And it's only obvious to me, I'm sure, but it's one of my pet peeves about bias tape on open armholes. So what I'm going to probably do for the next versions of this is I'm going to make a arm facing, which will be about 2.5 inches wide, and then that way I can stitch in the ditch here and here, and then only have to put minimal tacks to keep it from flopping out. But otherwise, this is so easy to sew. So in my version, you'll see that this is quite wide. At the time, I had to compensate for my belly and my hips, so I did alterations from the waist down. I'm going to show that in the clips. And then when I tried the toile on, it fits me perfectly here, but I knew it was going to be a bit big here, so I just decided I'm not going to put a zipper in because I can pull this over my head no problem. Also, this neckline's quite wide. You may or may not need a zipper, to be honest. The pattern does call for one, a side zip, but try your toile on and see how it fits you without the zipper. You may, like I said, you may or may not want one. It's just an added step, right? If you want to sew it even faster, But yeah, I'm going to show you in the upcoming clips all the changes that I made to this bodice in order to get it to the finished stage. So a few more things about this blouse. It is vintage 1950s pattern. That is part of the reason why the bust dart was too high on me. It is shaped, as with all 1950s patterns, within a certain part of the decade to fit a bullet bra or more pointed style bra. So you may or may not have to adjust the bust darts in order to smooth it out a little bit. That is one thing to keep in mind. Also, one of the things I love about this blouse, if you shorten this blouse, you could turn this into a dress bodice. And I mean, yeah, again, you're going to need a side zip to get in and out of the dress, but definitely this would be such a cute dress with a big full skirt on it. Can you imagine how cute this would be? Also, you could, if you don't want to do that, if you want it to be an all one-piece dress, grade out for the hips and then extend the pieces. Like there's, the front and the back pieces, right? Just extend them down and you could have like this nice sort of A-line all-in-one dress. I love taking blouses and turning them into dresses. I also like taking dresses and turning them into blouses, right? This is another example of a really simple change. And it is one I'm going to be doing in the future because I think this would be such a cute dress. You know, big full gathered skirt or even a circle skirt with a matching belt. I think it would be absolutely fabulous. And I don't have her tucked in. There's a skirt underneath because I wanted you to see what the full length of the blouse actually looked like. The original pattern is for a 38 bust and a 32-inch waist. At the time, I was a 42 bust, I think, when I originally did the toile and a bigger waist. And when I went to do the toile, I mean, it still fits me fine. But if I go to redo this toile, I am going to definitely do the 38 because there is a bit of ease in this blouse as well. So any future, like I'm still going to be using my original pattern that I did for the next 2 renditions of this because this would be super easy to take in on the sides. But any future versions of this blouse, the pussy bow and the stand-up collar, I am going to redo my toile with the size 38 to see how that fits me. So yeah, that is all about this project. I am so happy it's done. I don't know why it took me so long because it was really fast to sew. It was really easy to sew. Even the toile, I knew that when I did the toile how easy it was going to be. I'm like, I don't know. It just sat there. But anyway, it is now no longer languishing. I've got many more versions coming. And yeah, so without further ado, I'm going to now show you some footage of changes that I made to the pattern pieces. But mostly it'll just be about the changes of the actual sewing pattern. Okay, let's get to that. As mentioned earlier, I just wanted to show you the minor differences and changes that I made from the original pattern piece. So this is the original. I'm sure already you can see that this is wider. So I added a piece here. At the time I needed it to compensate for my belly and hips. Now that I've lost weight, I could probably go back to this pattern piece. But for now, I'm just going to stick with this one. I can always take in anything I've currently made. As well, I added a piece here to widen the shoulder. As you can see from here, it goes up on an angle more like a raglan sleeve, and in that case, if you're wearing a bra with straps, it is going to show your bra. And the other thing which might be a little bit difficult to see, I did turn this dart slightly down this way as compared to what was here, just to make it sit better on my bosoms with modern bras, because this was meant more for, as you can see from the photo, for a more pointy style bra. And these are the pieces for, although the body of the top, it's the same pieces, the only thing that's different are the collars. So that is the front. Here is the back, and as you can see I did the same thing here. I added that piece, as well as I added a bit here in the shoulder. And then I made sure everything lined up. Both shoulder seams were going to line up, that I didn't add too much fabric. And I didn't add anything down here. It was just like here. So those were minor changes that I made. And I'm back with Bunty. So I hope you enjoyed this video. These Unforgotten Ones series, they're shorter videos because I just want to take you through showing you the final product, as well as just giving you some hints, tricks, the things I had to personally change if you have a similar figure to me. If you're a curvy girl, yeah, but I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing me finally finish one of my languishing toiles, because I do love this blouse a lot. I know I've said this a couple of times now. It is a fabulous blouse. Go buy it. It's not that expensive. I think it's $6 US in Subversive Femme's website. She also has an Etsy shop. I personally, this is me, if somebody has both the website and an Etsy shop, I personally go to their actual website, because Etsy, you lose a lot of money on Etsy, let's just put it that way, because there's a monthly fee and they take a percentage of your sale and all that stuff. Whereas usually when it's a shopping cart in a website, the fees are a lot lower. So go to her website to buy it. Anyway, that's it for this project. There's a few more coming. Like I said, there's a video coming about the Loretta shorts and some of the other things that I talk about in the original video about all of the toiles that I have to get finished. So I'm going to link to all that. Yeah, get sewing. I hope you make this blouse. Please subscribe and give me a thumbs up if you like this video. And until next time, stay kitschy. Bye.